Hello. I think I've tried to do this recording several times over the past few days. I've just sort of had some ideas percolating that I wanted to share, but each time either the phone falls or a car drives by or something disrupts it, so I feel like it's not ready yet. But a conversation tonight with Tim in the hospital feels like it's prompting me to talk about this now. And one of the questions that he asked me while he was at the hospital was, how are you doing with all of this? I shared with him how the girls are doing, how our dog was doing, how other people are doing, and he just said, and how are you? How is it for you to see me like this? And I just looked at him and, I said, I feel like I'm just trying to be present with you in the journey that you're in. And, took the question deeper and just looked at well, how am I doing with this? And I said, it's hard. It's hard to see you struggle. It's hard to see you in pain. It's hard to see you suffer. And I've felt like at various moments inclined to say, well, why don't you try this? Or why don't you do that? Or why don't you try these meditations or these visualizations? Or, so-and-so suggested this. And, really just got to back off. And I said, this isn't my journey in this is to be your co-pilot. That's it. My journey is to be present with you and for you, but this isn't my mountain to climb, it's yours. And I that's the thing that I've really been thinking about lately is that, we're all here. Life invites us to climb mountains of all kinds, and I think we're naturally inclined to I think as humans we gravitate towards high places for the views that they give us, because they give us a certain kind of perspective, or there's the challenge of getting there and the endless journey of switchbacks and awe-inspiring scenery and struggles to overcome. And it feels like it's really just reflective of that inner journey that we're intended to travel. I know for myself, I think something about me is I've always, I like to grow. I like to stretch. I like to be stretched. And, but I can also feel when I try to skirt around it, take the easier way. But that's usually not the most satisfying way. I think when I meet the challenge head on and rise to whatever it's calling me to, I feel like I function at my best or become my best self. And it's interesting because I note in myself where I think, well, maybe you should try it like this. You should do this. You should try this way. And that'll take your pain away. That'll make you feel better. That'll make you get through this faster. That'll heal you. And I don't know that. I have watched him suffer and struggle through pain for a long time. And, I would venture to say that part of his journey is to know how to do pain and to know how to move through pain and to let pain teach him, and that it's part of his life path. And it sucks, but you know what? Like, we all have pain of some kind. And I think there's a lot of days where we'd feel like we'd switch out our pain for somebody else's pain any day. But really, would we? Like, then there's something else. There's another kind of pain. Do we want the pain that somebody else is to bear? So I don't know that this is, like, I don't know. I mean, one of the things that Tim and I were talking about tonight is, like, he's like, I'm kind of done, like, saying, like, well, it's because of this, or it's because of that, or I'm experiencing it this because of, you know, any number of reasons. He said it is what it is. Like, this is my journey right now, and I have to go through this, and I have to do it in the best way that I can. And maybe my part is just to be open about it. And I've seen him, like, really be tight and closed around it for a long time. And so I feel like when I watch him, like, when I've, like, read the things that he's written that feel like they're really just, like, from his heart, smack in the middle of the experience that he's going through, I feel like I'm just getting to see, like, the raw version of Timmy, the real, raw, pure, unedited, unadulterated, whatever. And it's beautiful. It's like the most beautiful version of him I've seen in a long time, and there's no trying in it. It's just him. And it's the Timmy that I loved when I met him, and it's the Timmy that I love still. And I think part of my own mountain to climb right now is, like, I can't fix this, I can't make it better, but I can help carry the burden, I can help carry the weight, I can lighten his load. And I love the mountain climbing analogy because there's also the role of the Sherpa, and I'd much rather be the mountain climber, but in this whole journey, I think I'd rather be the Sherpa. I'd rather be helping to carry the heavy load. I don't know. It's an honor to be carrying the load. To try to lighten it somehow, and I feel like I'm, like, witnessing him go through this just gigantically huge struggle. And it's like, you know, nobody would choose this kind of struggle. You wouldn't choose, like, cancer, you know. Climbing Mount Everest would be, like, way the hell more, you know, exciting and awe-inspiring, but you know, it takes, like, huge, I don't know, it's clearly taking everything he has to be climbing this mountain. I don't know what more I have to say. I'm just reflecting a lot on that right now. Like, what are the mountains that we climb? Why do we climb them? How can we, like, approach life in a way that really, we acknowledge a lot of the challenge and struggle as that, and open to, you know, the adventure, the challenge, the growth opportunity, the wins, the triumph, the surprising vistas around each bend in the road. It's just something that I'm chewing on, and I think it's just an invitation to think about your own mountains. Like, what are they? Do you see them as a mountain? Do you see them as an opportunity to be stretched and grow through the experience? Do you feel inclined to take people's mountains away from them? Flatten the mountain so they don't have to climb it. Wish you could flatten the mountain to make it go away, but the mountains that I have chosen, I didn't want anyone to take those away from me because I sought the hardship in them, because I wanted the growth. And then there's mountains that it just changes something to see them that way, to take them out of the lens of a really hard life experience and look at them through the lens of, oh, this is just another mountain to climb. So I don't have any huge wrap up to this, so I'm just gonna leave it right there. Just invite you into what I'm contemplating right now, and I think it gave Tim some relief just to feel me acknowledging that I can't do this for him. I can't make it better for him. I can't take it away, but I can just honor that it's his journey, it's his path, and I don't have to run away because it's uncomfortable or because I can't fix it or make it better. That it's just enough to acknowledge my place, which is beside him, carrying some of the load, so that he can do the hard work of putting one foot in front of the other to make, to get up this mountain and up over the other side of it, which currently looks like several hospitalizations. He's got several back-to-back ones coming up with intensive chemotherapy treatments, and then eventually stem cell transplant. So thanks for being with us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for just hearing me muse on this, and thanks for allowing me just to pause and be quiet and still and just gain access to the words that are kind of bubbling up from within me. Peace.